All right, hey everybody, how we doing? Happy Friday. And I want to spend some time with you guys today and talking about emotions. Right now, if you look at America, and it's all over your wall right now, it's all over the news, emotions are just high all over the country. We've had a pretty unique couple days here in America that it's really bringing the emotions out of everybody. Understandably so. You don't have to go beyond the wall right now and see the common threads of what's going on, which really I wanted to talk about the topic of what is emotional intelligence and why it's so important to understand it, study it, practice it, because it's necessary if you want to win at whatever you're trying to do in life, whatever goals that you have. Have you ever noticed that how some people, they can be strong academically, they have a lot of knowledge. They know everything about money, they know everything about markets, business, their business acumen is amazing, right? They're just very intelligent people, but when they deal with adversity or a challenge hits, they crumble like a cookie, like a cracker. And because what they're lacking is probably one of the most important skills that I believe lacks in collective humanity is emotional intelligence. And it's so important, guys. It's so important that if you want to have breakthroughs, if you want to get to where you want to be, is understand how emotional intelligence works. So first off, that's why I want to start off here. You might want to come closer, brother. Is what is emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence is basically the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. So let me kind of break that down. People that have a high emotional IQ are very much aware of their emotions. And when someone's very much aware of the emotions, they know how to override those emotions from time to time. Okay, and I'm not someone that condones don't be emotional. It's just a very emotionally conscious person knows how to inflect emotion at the right time to get a certain rise, right? They understand emotions and they don't let emotions dictate their every move. They're aware of them, okay, and they can control them. So I'll give you my perspective as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have some bad days. And there's many days on those bad days where you kind of sometimes want to give up. There's days that you want to quit. There's days that you're very frustrated. But you have people that are still counting on you. You have appointments that are still coming up. You have commitments that you still have to adhere to and accomplish. So no matter how you feel, you still got to get up, dress up, and show up. You still got to put a smile on your face. That is something that you'll see with highly emotionally intelligent people, is that how they respond to adversity, which I have right here. How you handle adversity, stress, and uncertainty really determines your emotional intelligence. So take what's happening right now all over the news, right? With what's happening with the police and the shootings and all that. People react, right? In very emotional way, and I get it. But we have a choice, right? We can control those emotions, and people can respond with anger, and it's justified. Right now, it's very justified to be angry and curse out the police and all this stuff. But what does that really solve? Someone that can control these emotions can say, you know what? I am angry, and I'm frustrated, but you know what? I'm going to control these emotions. What is the higher road here? I have to control and try to bring unification to this process. Highly emotional, intelligent people know how to do that. And that's something that I want to share with you guys, right? And expressing those emotions in a very positive way, right? And there's a positive way to express emotions. Judiciously is people that are aware of their emotions, they know how to discriminate against those emotions. And they choose relationships that they're aware of how those emotions will interact with each other. And empathetic people, right? To be a great leader, you have to have empathy. And that means you have to be able to relate to the people you talk to. You notice that when sometimes in communication, that when you connect with people, sometimes the communicator wants that person that they're talking to meet them at their level. And I think that's poor communication. Great communicators that have high emotional intelligence, when they communicate with people, they have a really good job of meeting them at their level. That's empathy. Hey, I understand your perspective. I understand your worldview, and I'm going to cater my message to your worldview because I can understand, I can put myself in your shoes and understand your paradigm, and I'm going to explain it from your worldview. In business, people that are really great at sales, they understand that about human nature. They meet people at their level. They don't expect people to understand their point of view. Hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to understand your point of view, and then I'm going to paint a picture from your paradigm so that I can help guide you to where you want to be. That's huge, okay? So, people that struggle with emotional intelligence, this is them. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. If you're in the leadership position, especially like management, right? Any type of role, whether you're a coach, you run a church, sports team, business, family. If you're an up and down person, meaning that your emotions dictate your every move, it's very hard to be around someone like that. And we all know people like that in our lives. When you're up and down, you're so unpredictable. The people that work around you, they don't know what to expect. And it's hard for you to build stable relationships. So if you want to be an emotionally intelligent person, guys, instead of being up and down, you really have to be that way. You got to be straight. Hey, nothing's ever that good and nothing's ever that bad. But I'm going to keep on going because I love working with predictable people. Especially, I love watching people, especially after they deal with some adversity or hardship. You can tell so much about somebody's emotional intelligence on the way that they handle adversity. And I watch for that in my business when I work with other entrepreneurs. When it's good, it's all good, right? When it's good, people party. But when people face challenges and adversity hits, that's when I watch the most because I want to know how that person responds to adversity. If they can still smile, if they can still show up, if they can still be forward thinking, then I know I have a player. Then I'm like, okay, that's a player, because most people, that's where they struggle at. They lack emotional intelligence. And when they're up, but when it's down, they are down. And you just can't perform when you're down. You have to be stronger than that. So you got to be straight edge, right? So, stress does not come from the facts. Stress comes from the meaning that we give the facts. And the meaning is the emotional intelligence that we put behind it. It's all about the meaning, right? Because when people say, oh, I have stress, right? You can't measure stress. There's not something like, well, let's draw some blood and see what your stress levels are. There is no way to actually measure stress. But you notice how some people that have problems are like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. And sometimes from the outside looking in, you're like, that's really stressing you out that bad? That equals your emotional intelligence. So again, I'm going to say how you deal with adversity, challenges, uncertainty equals your emotional intelligence. You want to win in the game of life, whatever goals that you're after, you have to practice emotional intelligence. And that means adversity is just part of the game. And that's really what I want to end this and make this short video, that emotional intelligent people, they really learn to make fear an ally. And when you look at fear, and this is what I want to end with, I think fear is one of the greatest gifts from God that we can ever have. Because the thing about fear is that we can feel it. It's a guidance system. And one thing about human nature, why you must study human nature, is think about it when you have fear, okay, and you're trying something new. In this case, I'm talking from an entrepreneurial perspective. So people trying a business, and they're very afraid, right? This might fail. I'm going to deal with some rejection. When most people deal with fear and they feel fear, they typically take 2-3 steps back and go back to what I call a comfort zone. But when you're trying to chase a goal or a dream, the only way you're going to accomplish that goal or dream is to get out of that comfort zone and feel that fear. So my recommendation, and what I want to highly encourage to you, is that when you feel fear and you know that it's in the direction of where you want to be in life, you have to power and push through. But fear is basically telling you this is your boundary. This is the border between what you want and what you're not getting. So when you feel that fear, take 2 more steps. Instead of taking 2 steps back, take 2 more steps forward. Understand that the fear is there, but do it anyway. And I promise the breakthrough that you will experience from that will be life-changing. It'll change your whole life, but you have to have that breakthrough. So fear is a guidance system, and that's positive. When you look at it as an ally, even me as a leader, I still have fear, but I know that's my current border. For every level, there's another devil, right? So when you get to that level and you feel that fear and you're trying to have more growth and breakthroughs in your life, then you have to face it. But when you get to that point, like, oops, there's the butterflies, there's the fear. I know that I'm growing. I know, okay, that's good. I'm gonna take this step forward because I know once I get through this barrier, I know I'm gonna hit another level. And thank God that I know where my boundaries are, so I know where to push. Instead of before, I didn't know, it was unconscious. I would feel the fear and I would take 2 steps back. So study emotional intelligence, guys, and learn to make fear an ally and take action no matter what. Hope you got value from this. Please comment below, share this. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Happy Friday.